Hello, friends, and welcome to Yoga with Marcy. Today's class is the fourth in a series of 4, and the theme has been expand. We're working in something called organic extension. Hello, Ekis. And in today's class, we are extending towards the sacred, from the sacred, remembering that in Tantric non-dualism, even the messiness of life, even though it doesn't always feel like it, is part of the sacred. So we experience that and experiment with that in our practice today, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy. So, we're all showing up as we are with whatever is going on in our bodies and our minds and our hearts. And so always the practice, I'm up here offering stuff that may or may not be what you need. And so please make adjustments if we're doing a thing and your body's like, I need a child's pose. Go for it, right? Or I'm ready for Shavasana now. I'll see y'all in 20, whatever it is, it's absolutely fine. All right, so let's settle in. And I'll just even add, if you need more than what I'm offering, that's okay too, right? It's like, yeah. Nice. So bringing that gaze inward, letting energy begin to settle, letting the pelvis find some heaviness, feel gravity. Feel gravity on your body, and simultaneously notice how the bones of the spine know just how to lift. And keeping you light, even as gravity is working on you. Maybe letting the skin of the face melt just a little bit. And with that, any tensions, anything that you've been holding that's also ready to melt away with the breath, with this mindful presence in this moment. We're going to be working today in this final class of the 4-week series called Expand. I'm going to be invoking and inviting in whatever notion of sacred resonates for you. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on that we all are privy to in the world right now that feels like an abomination towards what is sacred, or I can't really find the words at the moment, but you know what I'm talking about. And so how important it is for us to give ourselves time and breaks to very intentionally reconnect with that sense of the sacred. This breath is sacred. This body is sacred. The space that we share here is sacred. This practice is sacred. And in your own lives, whatever you're reaching towards comes from that sacred place in you and also is sacred. The reach itself is sacred. I love Tantric philosophy because it is non-dualistic, and what that means is even the messiest mess is part of the divine and divine grace. And something that really kind of saved me this week when things in my life felt a little messy. I was like, this feels hard. How can, what's the yogic expression that will serve me right now as I go through this very, very challenging thing? And I just kept widening my perspective until it was like, wow, isn't it incredible that I get to have this experience at all? And then all of a sudden, it was okay again. I could manage it. At least for a moment. So to bring our hands together in front of the heart, to join our voices. We'll sing 3 ohms. We'll begin with a full exhalation. And inhale fully. Two more. Free to release the hands when you're ready. We're going to stay here and do a little pranayama breath. Julia, do I hear you? I do not hear her. Okay, thought I heard footsteps on the stairs. In a few minutes, if she's still not here, we can remove that mat in the back. All right, so last week we did a box breath where we inhaled for 4, count of 4, held at the top of the inhale for 4, exhaled for 4, held at the bottom for 4. We're going to do a variation on that. So it's a different shape. It's like a trapezoid. We'll inhale for 4, hold for 2 beats at the top, exhale for 6 or 8, whatever feels okay to you. You may start with 6 and then move to 8 and then hold for 2 at the bottom. Inhale again for 4. And again, this is an offering, and if this doesn't feel right to you, then just come back to natural breath. Give it a chance, see what happens. Sometimes it'll settle out, but it shouldn't be stressful. But it is, it does have a way of organizing energy, and that's part of why we do it, okay? So if it feels good, I love to put a little tap in my fingers. It just guides me. And we'll begin with natural breath. And bringing awareness to natural breath. We don't enter pranayama until the breath softens out on its own by perhaps just our witnessing of it, and lengthen and settles on its own. And then once you notice that, you can join me on your next inhalation to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. And inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, hold. And inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale. And hold at the bottom. And then keep going at your own rate, counting for yourself. Coming back now to natural breath. So release the pranayama. Good. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Yeah, and let's just do what Chris is doing. Let's just move any way that your body needs to for a moment. In the seated position, letting the root happen in the sits bones. Yeah, opening legs if you need to, because we've already been sitting for a minute. Oh, maybe even letting yourself feel like seaweed. Oh. Giving yourself total permission to just let the body do what the body wants to for a moment. And it doesn't have to, let it not come from the mind. And there's no right, no wrong. And it might surprise you. And then let's all come back to center. I love that, Chris. You got a really thick mat today. We'll take the hands out to the side. Really cushy. Yeah, you're going to be super comfy. And let's work out these wrists just a little bit. Ah. Oh, yeah. Maybe take that right up and into the shoulders. Maybe up towards sky. And if you want to do the little kitty paws so that you got your purr on. Mama's belly, so furry and warm. And down again. Nice. And coming into shoulders. One and then the other. Nice breaths, love it. Yeah, and letting that move up through the side body, all the way up and into shoulders. So the side body's getting a little stretch. Ekis can't decide whether to be in or to be out. Oh yeah, that was a definite invitation. And let's take it right over to our left side, keeping sits bones grounded, reaching up. And then play here as well with your opening along that left side body, the back left side, the front left side. Reaching through fingers, right? So grounding yourself in the sacred, reaching as sacred, and what you're reaching toward also being an expression of your connection with sacredness. Wouldn't it be so great if everybody did that? Feeling the ground through both sits bones. Let's do the other side. And isn't it interesting to know that certain cultures, that's exactly how they try to live all the time. Some people in those cultures, yeah. In my romanticized view. Oh, and then inhale it up. And exhale. Hi, honey. Okay. Just a little bit in the neck. So looking towards the right shoulder, letting the chin Bow down towards the heart, all the way through and back to the other side. And up, a gentle tilt back. Oh my goodness. And then back we go, other side. And a gentle tilt back. Nice. Coming back to center, letting that go completely. Finding breath, feeling some length in the sides of the body. Let the shoulder blades lift and glide onto the back body. Bring the palms facing up. And just gently drawing the elbows back, feeling the expansion in the front of the heart space as the invitation for the heart to open and lift just a little bit more. And then feeling the ears draw towards the back of the head and up towards crown. Letting breath be easy here. Maybe there's more space for breath. Nice. Good. And we'll exhale that out. Reach around with fingers to interlace. Pause. Notice how this brings shoulders forward. And then on the next inhalation, let the side bodies lengthen and the shoulders glide on the breath as the elbows move towards one another. Another invitation for heart opening. Moving elbows towards one another. Oh, and maybe hands move away, down towards earth or away from body. And on the exhalation, take hands forward, fingertips, walk yourself forward. Oh, Eckies, it's not going to work. We're not going to be able to share this space. I'm so sorry, my love. I'm so sorry. All right. Just tuning into the natural flow of your own breath, your own sacred inner space, your sanctum. And then when you're ready, we'll come to all fours, hands and knees. There it goes. I'm invading your sacred space, aren't I? Yeah, we all are. This whole room is yours. Okay. Set yourself up. Widen the fingers. And a little cat and cow. Lovely. Making this cat and cow yours. So yeah, invitation to move if it feels good and you want to move hips. Or just explore whether or not your hips want to move. If you've been gardening like nonstop, chances are they do. Doesn't it? I know, I look back and I'm like, yep, there's my gardener moving her hips. Yeah. And as it should, yoga should feel great. All right, let's come back to center. Find the breath and feel the hands rooted. Find the midline of the body. Take the right toes back and over towards the left. And let your curious eyes begin to turn to see what's going on with that foot and feel the lengthening happening in the right side body. Pressing through hands, exhaling and inhaling. And inhale your way back to center. Feel the center. Find the breath again. Feel the hands. Gentle midline presence. Left toes go back and towards the right. Eyes get curious. Keep pressing through hands and breathing as you notice what's going on back there. Feel the length all through the left side body. Keeping a gentle draw to midline to support this opening. Sacred draw to midline, and then inhale your way back to center. Grab a block and stick it between your ankles the long way. Perhaps tucking toes under or flat on the tops of the feet, you decide. In a second, you may need to shift it. Something might feel better than the other. Warming up. All right. So find the breath. remembering the invitation to give yourself, even for a moment, that hit of, it's all sacred, every bit of it. And then feel a gentle draw in towards the block. Inhale, hands up. Press through knees as you reach through fingers, gentle lift of the heart. And then an exhalation, keeping the hug of the block, bringing the body down, coming onto your left ear, arms behind the sacrum. Sacrum, same root as sacred. Inhale, hugging block, draw it up. Exhale, hugging block, come on down, right ear. Hands to the sacrum. Good, and then inhale it up. Hugging block. Reach one last time. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. Let's take both of our blocks forward for a lunge. Blocks on high. Step the right foot forward. Maybe lift the back knee and walk it back so that you're not right on top of it. Draw it forward. Find the breath. Start there. Start with that remembrance. Drawing into the midline. Take that action to align with what you're remembering. That it's all living in that beautiful place. Even when it's hard, it's part of the beauty. Pressing into feet. Then we reach from that place. And this is how we touch the world. Enjoy. Good, and then exhaling, hands to blocks. Front foot comes back, onto knees. Inhale, left foot forward. Maybe lifting the back knee to draw it back a little and then drawing forward on the front of the knee so you're not right on top of the knee. Find the breath. Using the breath to remember, draw in, and then from that place, pressing through the knee and the foot, reach through the fingers. A gentle, perhaps, lift of the heart. Enjoy. And how do we want to be touched by the world? How do we want other to impact us and treating us as sacred? And exhale to release that out. Okay, the next thing is super fun, I think. Hi, Eggs. Isn't it amazing how cats just love the yoga space? They freaking love it.
This would make a great photograph.
Oh, Chris is like, I'll take care of that. Did someone say photograph? Just happened on my phone right here.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, and we're going to take, let's start with left leg out to the side. One block to the right, one block behind the leg. I promise this will be fun. I hope it is. All right, with hand on block behind the leg, find the breath. And then draw with those activated toes up the leg and into the pelvis. Ooh, that's our hug, right? We need that hug. And then we express it back out. Oh my goodness. Pressing on the gas, yeah. Oh. Keep that breath easy. We're going to stay here for the next 20 minutes. That's right. Delicious resting. Okay, and then when you're ready, inhale. We're going to cartwheel the hand to the other block. Keeping that same draw to midline, and then we express it out into our reach. If Cheryl were here, she'd be loving this too. I think she loves this thing. Yeah, make this your own expression, your own sacred voice through this shape. One of my teachers says, an inhale to come out when you're ready. It took the universe billions of years to express itself the way it does through you. It matters. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's my Zen teacher. All right, let's take the left leg out. I'm sorry, your right leg, my left. Thank you, Chris, my editor-in-chief back there. All right.
He's got a big job.
Yeah, right. I need a lot of editing. Take the right hand to the block. And then again, let's find that breath and draw from the foot up and into the pelvis, active toes. And then as you press it back out, finding length in the sides of the body, shoulder blades floating onto the back. Find your expression as you reach from your sacred center into this place that we share. Oh, keep breathing. And then when you're ready on the inhalation, we'll take it up, find the other block, recommit to this way that we're going to express ourselves, the draw in, the expression out. Make it your own expression, your own unique expression. And when you're ready, we'll inhale and bring it out. Bring your blocks to the top of your mats on either side. Good. And bring yourself into a downward facing dog. Yep. Nice and wide in the fingers again. Taking both heels towards the right, we'll do another side stretch opener. Press through hands, find that length, stay in the breath. And then inhale the heels towards the left. Again, pressing through hands, hips moving towards sky, finding the length, noticing that one side might feel a little more tight than the other. Inhale back to center. Float the shoulders forward to be above the wrist creases. And then soften the heart. We're going to floss the heart. So softening between shoulder blades and then taking it to sky with the breath. And then take it back to your downward facing dog. As you press through the hands, find some spread in the collarbones towards the shoulders. Yeah. What is ready to lengthen in you and reach? And look between the hands and walk your feet forward. Feel free to put a softness here in the knees, especially if your fingertips don't easily reach the ground. Make it easy for your fingertips to reach the ground. Find your breath. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. And wiggle, waggle fingers towards the left. And wiggle, waggle your tail also towards the left. More side stretching. Pressing through feet, reaching through feet, reaching to root. Maybe there's a sound that wants to come out of your right rib cage. And then inhale, wiggle, waggle, walk those fingers towards the right. Wiggle, waggle your tail that way. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Nice. Inhale, walk your fingers towards the center. Take your blocks and bring your palms onto your blocks. And if you need to bend your knees to do that, that's okay. Get your shoulders right above the wrist creases. So, yep, coming forward as much as you need to, right? Good, and here we go. We're going to inhale, heart space forward. And then in the exhalation, as we press hands into the blocks, the back rounds towards sky. Remember this being filled up like helium. Doing it again. Feeling the weight float out of the legs as the helium lifts you up, up, up. And then inhale, heart forward. Exhale, helium balloon yourself. Pressing into hands, getting light, back rounding, being lifted. And one more time, inhaling, heart forward. And exhaling, pressing into hands, lift, lift, lift. Put a bend in the knees and just roll yourself on up. Ooh. Hello. We're standing for the first time in our practice. There's a whole new world and it's sunny out. Yay! Yeah. Alrighty. Let's do a few sun breaths. So come into the tops of your mats. I'll be back here, okay? So finding your breath, feeling your toes, maybe lift and spreading, and inhaling hands up. Exhaling hands to heart. And again. Exhaling hands to heart. And one more time. Exhaling. This time we're going to go all the way down and through, bringing hands down onto those blocks again. Good. Feel your feet. Lift and spread toes. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press into the blocks. Helium balloon. Good. Now get rid of the blocks. Step the right foot back into a lunge. Breathe. Draw legs to midline and lift yourself up. Hands at 45s, drawing from fingertips, floating on the length of the side body, shoulder blades, more onto the back as you lift, 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 pressing into your feet. And finding your own press and root and reach. And then finally the top of the ears go back. The draw to the crown. The quiches just went into heat. Woohoo! Good. And then exhale. Bring your hands onto the blocks. Step it back to plank position. Thank you, Chris. Find a moment here to breathe, feel plank. And then we'll come onto our bellies, keeping the hands on the blocks, arms tucked at the side as we come on down. Bringing forehead to the mat. On the inhalation, lift your left leg off the mat, and then exhale it down. Notice how much longer it is than the right. Inhale, right leg up and off the mat. Exhale it down. Ooh, nice. Hugging elbows in towards midline. Inhale, shoulders float towards ears and lift the heart. You don't have to have any weight in the hands, coming into a gentle cobra. And then tucking toes under, pressing into blocks, transition through plank. And then back to downward facing dog. And right foot steps forward for a lunge. Breathe. Arrive. And on your next inhalation, drawing towards midline, finding stability, then coming into your lift. Arms at 45. Good. On the inhalation, finding the length in the sides of the body, shoulder blades floating onto the back, pressing through feet, and we reach. Yeah, and the top of the ears gently draw back and towards crown. Ooh. Your expression. You know, how does the world feel when we're connected in with that experience of it's all sacred? The whole darn thing. Good, and then we'll exhale it. Step back foot forward. Crack, crack, crack. Good. Inhaling heart forward. Press into the feet. Lift yourself up. Okay. You all right? Good? If you need more, let me know. On the exhalation, we're going to sit back and draw the hands into cactus. Utkatasana. Heart is lifting. Inhale it up. 2 more. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale, forward fold. Move your block, step it back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. And find your fullest expression of down dog. You know, how can that spine really find length as you press through the hands and lift the sits bones high? And finding that width in the collarbones. And feeling yourself shine in every direction. On the next inhalation, let's take the right foot high. Put a bend in the knees, stack the hips. Keep the shoulders steady as you open. Letting that right foot be heavy, the weight of it opening the deep psoas muscle. Good, and then exhale that foot between the hands. Once again, landing, finding breath, and then feeling the draw to midline as you come up and into your expression, high lunge. We've been here once before, so find your way in. And when you're ready, we'll exhale, turn the back foot to be parallel to the short side of the mat. Take your blocks. Walk blocks forward, reach forward as the hips reach back. Reaching, reaching, reaching in both directions and pressing through feet. Feeling soft at the back of the neck. Breathing steady and easy. And then inhale your way back. Good. Lower the back knee down and take this right into an Ardha Hanumanasana. Yeah. Just a little tight. Just slightly tight. I've been bending over for hours. Good. Enjoy here. And there's no need to overdo. If you need to keep a bend in the knee, go ahead, right? Just find the right amount of sensation. We live in this culture of more is more, but look where that's gotten us. All right, we'll take our right hand to the right hip and take this into a twist. Feel the draw to midline. Feel the draw from foot to hip, and then express pressing out. Maybe hand lifts. Nina, how old are you today? 4. Woo! Oh, that's right. 4, 4. Double fours. That makes, if you add those together, that makes an 8. I don't know what that means, but that's kind of cool. Good luck in Chinese culture. All right, we'll take it. Let's take it back now to, hands on blacks, back to a plank. I know 9 is in numerology the end of a cycle, right? So maybe you're coming towards the end of a cycle, knees down onto bellies.
8 looks like an infinity sign.
Oh my God, infinity. What could be better? Actually, let's get rid of those blocks. Forehead on mat. Inhale, lift left thigh. Lift left leg. Exhale it down. Notice that how it's longer than the other again. Inhale, right leg. Exhale it down. Now they're even. And come on up into your Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Take a breath here. If your right foot is cramping like mine is and you need to move it, move it, move it. Crack, 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 crack. All right, put in, on the inhalation, let's put a bend in the left knee. And this may be where you work. Maybe the left hand comes back to find the ankle. And maybe we're drawing that foot towards the buttocks towards the foot. As the foot presses into the hand, to begin to lengthen that left side body, and the shoulder floats onto the back. Yeah, we've been opening the hamstrings. It's good to open the quads. Finding length. Feel your reach. What are you reaching towards? Exhale to release that. Woo! Hello. Back into your Sphinx. And then putting a bend in the right knee. Maybe the left arm wants to be parallel to the top of the mat. Reaching with the right hand. Maybe you're reaching and finding your ankle, and maybe you're not. Either way is fine. Breath. Heel moving towards buttocks, buttocks moving towards heel. Top of the foot pressing into hand. Long inside of body. Shoulder blade floating. Maybe elbow reaching towards sky with a bend. Heart melting forward like butter. Exhale to release that. Ooh, and if you need to press yourself back into a child's pose to let the lower back go a little bit after that, let's all do that. Make a little pillow for your head. Oh my goodness. It's so easy to get caught up in messy, like something messy comes your way or you feel messy, and then to feel like you are the messiness. It's so easy to lose sight. Or to think that that's wrong in some way, but how does it shift perception and your experience of yourself? And to have it all simply be an expression of the same life force energy, which is sacred. All right, find your way to downward facing dog and do the other side. In the next inhalation, lift left leg high, pressing through hands. Put a bend in the knee, stack the hips, keeping shoulders steady. Let the left foot feel weighted, let gravity draw it, like it was a brick on the end of your leg. Inviting the psoas muscle to gently, sweetly stretch. And then in the inhalation, we'll take that foot between the hands. Coming onto fingertips, finding the breath, gently drawing into midline, pressing through feet, lifting up into your expression of high lunge. Taking all the actions you need to take, micro movements, and find your sweetest, most delicious expression of this right now. And when you're ready, on the exhalation, we're going to turn the back foot, take our blocks. And as you press through the feet, walking hands forward to find your own reach, drawing the hips back. Good. Inhale to walk it back. Turn the back toes, back knee comes down. Ardha Hanumanasana on this side. And when you're ready, we'll take this into a twist, left hand, left hip. Maybe walking the block out a little. Drawing from foot up into pelvis, pressing back out as you turn around the center line of the body. Top of the ears going back as you press through the gas pedal in the front foot. Easy in the breath. Exhale, unwind. Yeah, I guess we can put hands on blocks. Step it back, plank position. Feel the softness of the blocks as you press into them. Let them receive your reach. And then exhale the knees down, come onto bellies. Move the blocks to the side. Forehead on the mat. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale it down. Hello, length. Inhale, right leg. Exhale it down. Ooh, nice. Now inhale both feet and then bend the knees. Reach the hands back, lift the head. Find the ankles. As though that block was between the knees, gently hug in. And then let the ankles press into the hands to open heart forward. And exhale it down. Again, toes together, open knees, pose of a child. Notice the sacred sound of your own breath. And when you're ready, come and sit up and have a look up here. And just a reminder, so we're going to go upside down again. And last week we did the leg hang, so we can start with that. It was kind of fun, right? And then the invitation is going to be to kick up into a handstand as a prep. And then the big invitation is going to be kick into handstand and then take it into a scorpion. What? Well, let me show you. Okay. Is that okay with you, X? Seems like it. Yeah, King X. Sphinx all the time. All right. So just as a reminder, the leg lift thing starts in tabletop with feet at the wall, finding breath and length, coming up, feeling that draw of energy up and into the heart, taking one leg, one toes high to press so that shoulder blades come over wrist creases. This leg simply lifts up, filling back body, finding your reach as you press through the hands. That's where the reach happens. So you can try that and do that both sides. The next step, if you want to take it, is to bring hands 5 to 6 inches from the wall, nice and wide, wider than shoulder width apart, starting again in my tabletop position. I come into my short dog. Sorry, Akis. Walk my shoulders above wrist creases. And if it's better for you to do this on forearms, you can. Lifting a leg, filling back body, feeling that helium balloon type lightness. Kicking up, maybe it takes more than once. Good, and then finding again that reach as you let go of the wall. And then just to show you the final thing, and once you start working on it, I'll walk you through all these. I'll give myself a second just to let that go. Because it's a big deal to go upside down. Even for me. Okay. For Scorpion, I'm a Scorpio, so Scorpion is the animal being. We want to give ourselves a little more space from the wall. Couple feet. So same thing, shoulders, hands shoulder width. Tabletop coming up. Walking shoulders over wrist creases. And again, you can do this on forearms if you prefer. All right. Now this time the wall is going to be further away, which is fun. Feeling that helium balloon, feeling the lightness. Up I go. My toes find the wall and they begin to come down. The heart moves forward. I'm pressing. I'm reaching through the hands. There's a little back bend invitation. As the toes, whoop, leave the wall. And you can play there and just find it, okay? And this might be the moment in your practice where you're like, legs up the wall feels really good to me right now. You know, so you do you, find your spot. Feel free to use the mirrors, and I'm here for you for any assists that you might want or need. Okay, so. First one was leg hang. That's right. If you want to start there. If you're like, no, I'm ready to go right up into my handstand, you can do that. So you choose where you want to be. And also, like this works. This totally works.
Because I don't have as much arm strength.
So sure, if you want to get down on forearms.
It's like more bone support.
Good, Chris. Yeah. Get the shoulders right over the wrist creases. Feel the helium balloon as you press. Nice, beautiful, beautiful. Filling back body, that's great. That looks wonderful. Hey, how'd that feel?
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice, Nina. Fill that back body, Nina. Keep the back body nice and full as you press. That's beautiful. Ah, that looks gorgeous.
What do we do first? Just this?
Yeah, and lifting a leg. So using the toes to lift one leg, and then lifting other. Mm-hmm. So try it, Nina, come down onto hands and knees and start there. Find the length in the sides of the body. Yeah, then lift. Bring your shoulders up above your wrist creases.
Okay.
There, now try, yeah, one leg.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, try one leg first and then let the other one follow after the one has found its way. Yeah, you're almost there. You're almost there. Do you want to be closer to the wall? There it is. Yeah, so pressing through the hands, finding the length, finding the reach. Yep, and you'll find your way. Anybody wanting to try the scorpion? Not today. Not today.
Could you give me an assist?
Sure. Okay, bring this down a little lower. Now bring your shoulders above wrist creases. There it is. Start to press into my shoulder to lift the hips. Lifting hips. Nope, not the leg. Lift the hips. Press into my leg, into my shoulder. Lift the hips, 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 hips. And there you go. Did you find the wall? Okay, I'm going to take this. Take the thighs back. Good. Nice and full in the back body. Press through hands. Reach through the feet. Nice and long. Beautiful, Sarah. That's it.
Okay, and that come down.
And down she goes. That was great.
That was good.
High
Thank
five,
you.
baby. There it is. Yeah, and you can do the scorpion from forearm stand as well, if you give yourself some space from the wall. And it's a fun thing to do. Nice, Chris. Fill the back body. Uh-huh. Beautiful. And then press through the forearms, reach. Yep, there it is. It's playtime. This is like the kindergarten room. It's like everybody's in their at their sandbox. Everybody doing their own play.
Choice time.
It's choice time. Choice time. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Is that scorpion?
Yes, yes. And so as you press through your forearms, the heart moves in this direction as the back begins to arch and the toes come down the wall. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay.
You're a little close.
Yeah, you might want a little bit more space. Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. There's a slow general movement towards legs up the wall as restorative. How about we all find our way onto our backs on our mats? Because, yeah. So going upside down like that, for many of us, is moving towards the edge like we worked on last week. And it's a big reach, right? We're reaching, we're stretching ourselves, potentially, because usually we're on our feet or we're on our butts. It's very rare that we're on our hands. So yeah, let's draw knees towards heart and rock a little bit on sacrum. Oh, make any sounds that suddenly found their way to the surface because of what you just did. Yeah, nice. Now why don't we just draw the right knee in towards the heart and extend the left leg out just for a moment as we cool down, ending our practice. Ah, good. Activate the toes of both feet. Gentle press of the left leg towards the earth. Reach with the left hand to the left heel, drawing right knee towards the beyond the outside of the body. So we're essentially doing a pigeon on our backs here. Letting the breath settle, feeling the back body melt. And even for a moment, just remembering the invitation in today's practice to remember everything, every last thing, even our ugliest, stinky moments. I'm sure none of you have any of those, are an expression of the sacred. And somehow, sometimes even just remembering that can take the stink out of the stinky. Great. We'll take that knee back in towards the heart. Open the right arm out to the right, left hand on right knee. Take the right knee across the body for a twist. Maybe lift and lower the head to let it find where it really wants to be so that the neck can have its natural curve. Feel supported. Soften something in the face. Soften something in the jaw. And breathing again into all that you are. And inhale out of that. Let that leg come down to meet the other just for a moment. Your body might feel like a little Picasso painting for a second, so let's take the other side. We'll draw the left knee in towards the heart, gently pressing the right leg towards the earth. Take a few breaths here to land fully in this offering. Yeah, soften the skin of the forehead, the skin of the cranium. And we'll activate the toes of both feet. Reach with the right hand to the right heel, drawing left knee out to the side, right heel towards heart for a pigeon on the back. Breath easy. Good. Inhale that knee back. And then open left arm out to the left, right hand on left knee. Take the knee across the body for a twist. Oh my goodness. Allow sound to come out of the spine. Right out of the spine, right out of that deepest part of our center, that center line. Let the marrow give something over. feel it up and through your face. That release, that offering from the sacred to the sacred, and the reach itself is part of the sacred. Inhale your way out. Release that leg. Let's take both feet to the floor. We'll grab a block. Press into the block. Lift the hips. Take the block under the sacrum just for a moment. Little restoration, little restorative. Yeah. And let yourself receive the invitation to restore for a few breaths here. Nothing to do but receive. Receive the breath. Receive the softening wherever you feel it. Good. And when you're ready, pressing into the feet, lift the hips, take out the block, and set yourself up for a delicious Shavasana. And let me know if you need a blanket over you, and I will be right there. I do have a little poem for you. So let this wash over and in as it will. Nothing to do here. Love After Love by Derek Walcott. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life.